mean, a tasty dinner, a terrific reception, and all these amazing, bodacious women. Let's give Joni Brooks and the entire team at the Journal-Record a round of applause. Now, you're right. A second ago, you did hear me say bodacious women. And I saw some of you grinning right here. Because, you know, the thing is, you can say it fast, bodacious. Or you can say it slow, bodacious. But you cannot say it without cracking a smile on someone else's face. What does bodacious really mean? I've asked that to scores of people, and trust me, I have heard all kinds of answers. But when you look up bodacious in the dictionary, you'll find words like bold, outstanding, remarkable, and audacious. And for me, bodacious became a personal rallying cry during my years at AOL, and particularly as a young woman trying to forge her career. I realized that this thing called life was going to be a little bit harder than I thought. And if I wanted to create the career I wanted, let alone the life I wanted, I'd better step up. I'd better get more gutsy. I'd better become more bodacious. And so to me, being bodacious and being a bodacious woman is being outrageously in charge of your life and loving it. Now tonight, of course, we are celebrating and recognizing 50 women making a difference here in Oklahoma. And I got to tell you, yeah, let's give a round of applause to those 50 women. We saw them all come across the stage. And you know, in a few minutes, we're going to hear and understand who is the Woman of the Year. Now, I don't know about you, but I am really glad I was not asked to be on that selection committee. The big thing that impressed me about each one of these women is that they are positive. When I looked and I read these profiles, these women have been through tremendous personal and professional challenges. And they've decided that to remain positive. I'm talking tough situations like rebuilding a career from scratch, building new schools that have been devastated by tornadoes, being a successful woman in a male-dominated industry, caring for disabled children, losing a child, fighting for your son who's been unjustly imprisoned, beating cancer, beating heart disease, being a single working woman with 2 children, caring for her terminally ill mother, and going to college and taking classes. Overcoming poverty, even being buried alive. Now, any one of these situations could easily have caused these women to be angry, bitter, and depressed. And you know, I got to think at some moment, they did feel those feelings. The difference is they didn't dwell in those feelings. These bodacious women decided to let that circumstance make them stronger. To really notice what was going right for them at the time. What could they learn from it? And remain positive. But no matter what they started and the risks that they took, each one of these bodacious women knew that by doing so, they might fail. Their whole idea might crash and burn. They might not get the funding that's needed. They may not get the critical support that they needed. And every single time, their reputation is on the line. And I have a feeling that each one of these women, in their own way, looked at that risk that they were taking, stood with their feet firmly planted, their shoulders back, and said, "So what? So what? So what? what if it doesn't go exactly as planned? So what if we don't hit our mark? So what if we shoot for the stars and we hit the moon? So what? Because real failure is never trying. And there's just too much possibility and too much opportunity to make a difference. And that's why these women took these risks. What's really strategic is for women and men leaders to work together to create incredible change, positive change in your community, and to continue to build on what you've already started. So guys, what that might look like is that you vocalized your support for one of our crazy ideas. It also could look like that you offer an introduction to a key person in your sphere of influence who could help with that initiative. Or it might be casting a vote for critical funding. The bodacious women here tonight, I know, are surrounded at your table and nearby by bodacious men who love them, who work with them, and who are proud of them. Ladies, if you'll help me, let's give a round of applause to the bodacious men who are here tonight. And I predict that these women will leave a legacy and inspire the next generation of bodacious women, just as I have been inspired by my very own grandmother, Spunky Ethel. I'm happy for you to give her a round of applause. I have very clear memories of my grandmother picking me up from grade school and spending time with me and focusing on my world. And I learned that a little love and chocolate cake at the Rose's discount counter can wash away the stresses of grade school. Later, as a teenager, I remember this one hot summer day, driving up in front of her house and seeing her perched outside of her house, sitting there, drinking a can of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer through a straw. Now, of all of bodacious, Spunky Ethel's sayings that she said, the one that has stuck with me the most and has meant more as the years go by is this: this too shall pass. And now, in those words, what I hear is, embrace this life while you have it. Be a full participant in your whole life. Live without regrets. You have this moment to be with your friends and your family. Live it. You have this moment to go for your dreams. Go for it. And you have this moment to make a difference. Do it. Don't worry about appearing to be selfish or bossy or arrogant, because ultimately that doesn't matter. What matters is that you lived, truly lived, every moment of your life, that you felt every morsel, and that you never gave up. Because one day, this thing called life, this too shall pass. Congratulations to each and every one of the 50 women making a difference. And thank you that you didn't let your moment pass without making an impact in Oklahoma. Spunky Ethel would be proud, and all of us are as well. Thank you.